Good morning, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to your pre-market watch list here today. So today we're going to be focusing on the stock VVOS to start. This is a stock that I'm already currently working on. I got a position on it right now. I'm short 689 shares. Currently up about 1,800 bucks on that position right now. But this just started popping pre-market today. It's already running into resistance. If you look at the chart on the right here, you can kind of see this is longer term trend. We're surpassed that. So I know we're a little bit overbought on this stock to start right now. So was actively short, probably going to remain actively bearish on VVOS going into the open for right now, with potential targets, maybe all the way back down to 947. So we'll see how that plays out, but VVOS is a stock we'll be watching a little bit more short bias here today. Something you guys might want to keep an eye on is MARA and RIOT. Now, these have been running strong for a while now. These stocks are overbought. So let me show you. If we look at MARA here, go to the daily chart, you can see we're well above this blue line. So theoretically, we're overbought. So MARA is overbought. If you look at Riot, you will see it's trending right at the blue line. So this means essentially we're overbought. Now, the only way that Riot and MARA continue to run the way they've been running is if Bitcoin continues to go up, the way it's been going up. So the reason these are going up is essentially because Bitcoin's going up. And hold on, I need to probably cover a little bit on this VVS short or VVOS. Ready? So let's go to the 1 minute chart. So you can see we've dropped out quite a bit here. I'm going to make sure to cover a little bit more of my position because that's a good drop. So going to reduce that to just 289 short. So pretty much all out of that position. So whatever it does from this point on, if it goes down or if it goes up, doesn't really matter. I'll either make more or I won't be giving back my my win so far. So back over to MARA. Ooh, beautiful. Do you see? Look at that. You see VVOS drop all the way out to my price target there. All right. And I'm going to cover the last little. Oh, I missed that take. Bummer. Well, all good. So pretty much all out. But yeah, that take, right? You see that? Right down to 947, just as I was telling you. That's the target right there. So all out of that short there with VVOS for the most part. So back over to MARA and Riot. Again, if you look at where they're at on their long-term charting, they're overbought. So not that they can't continue to go higher, it's just your risk is extremely elevated on the long side to be going long at these prices. So unless, again, Bitcoin continues to go up, these will most likely have pullbacks pretty soon. So if you've been long, be a little bit more cautious. If you're thinking about getting long, be extremely cautious because there are definitely some short sellers that have been watching these stocks as they've been getting into these overbought prices. Okay. Next thing we'll cover is going to be PayPal. To give you guys an update on the swing trade, we posted a video a couple weeks back, maybe like a week ago now, recommending Apple and PayPal as swing trades. We've been swing long PayPal since back here, looking for this to break out. So we have gotten the breakout, and we're still targeting all the way up to $256 on PayPal. So, looking at the stock right now, the breakout's already happened. Now it's just a matter of whether or not the markets can actually trend to 256. I don't know if they can for sure, but if I wanted to be a seller on PayPal, there would be no low risk selling scenarios or locations for me until the price of 256. So, if I'm in long and I'm like, well, how far is it going to go? I would think to myself, well, when should I actually be a short or a seller? And I can't pick a point until at least 256. So it's like, if I'm not going to be short bias, or if I didn't want to be short bias until 256, doesn't that mean I should just remain long bias until we see prices closer to 256? So that's what we're going to try to do here with the PayPal swing long. Right now we're up $2,600 on that play, so that's good. But if you're watching PayPal, you've been long, keep an eye on it. Good chance you'll see prices at 256. Next one is Apple. So Apple is another one we recommended as a swing long about a week ago. We're in long 200 shares, up $1,000 on the trade. We're pretty much looking for this to get up to the 130 mark. So A little bit more room to go on this, but if you're watching Apple, you've been watching Apple, I do believe we're going to be hitting the price of 130. I believe a lot of the market, a lot of the retail trading market is looking at this previous top right here on Apple and saying that's resistance. So, maybe some people were swinging long and started to sell here, and you can see how we had this pullback. So maybe there's some people that try to short off this resistance, and I believe today they're going to get squeezed out. Or the next couple days will get squeezed out, and we're going to see prices up to 130, and that's probably where we're going to cut probably 70% of this trade, because usually we would see resistance right here at about 130 given the way this is set up. So we would like to see Apple through 130 and obviously up to 150, 200, whatever, but it just doesn't seem logical that Apple's going to break out of 130 right away. We'd probably break out of this previous resistance top, head to 130, then we'll pull back. So that's probably, how we're going to go about focusing on Apple for the next couple days. Next thing I want you guys to pay attention to, NIO, really just kind of giving you an update. So we had posted a video a week back suggesting that we wanted to buy the stock down at 130, but it was very capable of doing a bounce move here starting at, essentially 38, 39. So for those that ended up following the trade off at 39, 38, congratulations. We were a little stingy. We wanted it lower. The stock still looks very strong. We do think it's going to continue to go long. In the event it continues to go long, we don't really have a selling point until about 48. So we do think it's very possible that you can see NIO all the way back up to prices of 48. Once it reaches 48, you'll probably see a pullback, okay? All right. Now I'm going to run you guys over a couple of the stocks that are up pre-market that we might watch today. For sure, RAD, they reported earnings and had a pretty good move pre-market into overbought locations. I was actually short this morning here and then covered this little drop. I wasn't really trying to do a big trade on it, so I just kind of scalped the move down. So we were going to watch RAD short going into the day, but now that we've already decreased so much from the highs, the risk becomes a little bit more elevated to be bearish on it because you're susceptible to getting squeezed up some. So, we'll watch it, and if it plays out the right way, maybe we'll trade it. But we did want to be actively short RAD when it was trading up here, and our recommendation was if in the event RAD pretty much trades sideways until the open, we'd be short. And so it looks like we kind of already got that move pre-market to the downside. So may or may not end up doing anything on RAD today. Those are really the main ones we were going to watch. We're still looking at Snow here. Snow was a recommendation from just yesterday to be long bias on it. It didn't play out amazing, but I think we're still going to be long bias Snow. I have a swing trade on it of just 50 shares, but we are anticipating a potential price movement to $351 on SNOW here. Maybe today, maybe a couple days, but we do think that this sell-off here is done for the time being, and we're onto a little counter trend bounce that should maybe take us back up to the prices of $353 on SNOW. Okay, over to the S&P 500 and then the Nasdaq, and then we're going to call it. And so we'll start here with the Nasdaq, I guess, because I just screwed that up a little bit. All right, so the Nasdaq. If you guys follow, or sorry, we're going to look at the Qs. So if you guys, stay tuned in on the channel every single day. If you watched yesterday's early morning breakdown, the market was trading somewhere in here. We told you it was probably going to go to 310. So market essentially went to the price target we mentioned yesterday, which was 310. So this means that we're currently on trending resistance. This is the first attempt to break trending resistance, so usually I would recommend a pullback. The market's been grinding in a really strong fashion, so I do believe it's possible we break this trending resistance today, but I'm not going to be trading for a break of it. I'm just going to see what happens, but I do think we could see a pullback here. Now, with that being said, it looks like the market on the Nasdaq here, we're already into an all-time high. It looks like we're going to break the 4-hour trending resistance. And of course, if that does in fact happen, we should be targeting that the Nasdaq can make it to prices of potentially 335. And then over to the SPY. SPY looks almost identical to the Nasdaq right now, pretty similar. All right, starting here with the 4-hour chart on the SPY, you will see that we're above our trending support, or trend. We made it through this trend. So essentially, we broke through the trend the other day, and there's there's really nothing left for the SPY to do but probably go up to $379 now. So we're still bullish the market, anticipating we're going to go to $379. Yesterday, the Federal Reserve just basically came out and said they're going to continuously buying $80 billion worth of bonds from S&P companies. So pretty much the Federal Reserve is going to continue to put $180 billion into the market each month. So with that being said, we're still bullish. It's like we're on a runaway train right now. So we're anticipating the market's going to go up to 380 on the S&P 500, and I think whatever I just said on the Nasdaq or the Qs, which was like 335 or something like that. So do anticipate market SPY 280, 270s, and then Nasdaq is going to go to maybe 330s, 335s. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is your morning breakdown. I appreciate you guys tuning in. With that being said, I will see you guys on the next video. Take care.